Imagine driving alone at night, picking up strangers who slide into your back seat, with secrets darker than the shadows outside. As an Uber driver, you think you're in control. But sometimes, the real nightmare is the passenger who knows more about you than you do about them. These are 3 scary true Uber driver nightmare stories. Story 1. It was a chilly autumn evening in Chicago, the kind where the wind howls through the skyscrapers and the streets empty out after rush hour. Alex had been driving for Uber for over a year, enjoying the flexibility it gave him around his college classes. He usually stuck to daytime shifts, but that night, he needed extra cash and accepted a late pickup around 10 p.m. The request came from a quiet residential neighborhood, the app showing the passenger's name as Emily, heading to an address across town. She got in without much fuss, a woman in her 30s, dressed in a simple coat, her hair tied back. Alex greeted her with his usual friendly hello, but she just murmured a quiet hi and buckled up. As they pulled away, the city lights flickered through the windows, casting long shadows inside the car. The radio played softly in the background, some old jazz station to fill the silence. But soon Emily started talking, her voice low and steady. You ever feel like your life's on repeat? Same roads, same faces. Alex nodded, glancing in the rear view. Yeah, this job can feel that way sometimes. The drive took them through darker parts of the city, past abandoned lots and dimly lit alleys. Emily's chatter turned personal. I used to drive too, you know, until the accident. Alex's interest peaked. What happened? She paused, and he could see her fingers twisting in her lap. Hit a pedestrian, late at night, just like this. He came out of nowhere. The air in the car grew heavier. The heaters hummed the only sound for a moment. Alex felt a twinge of unease but kept driving, the GPS ticking down the minutes. As they approached a stoplight, Emily leaned forward slightly. Pull over here for a sec? I need to check something. Alex hesitated. The area was sketchy, no one around, but he complied, parking under a flickering street lamp. She rummaged in her bag, and that's when he heard it. A soft, metallic click. In the mirror, he saw her holding a small device, like a recorder. What's that? He asked, his voice tighter. She smiled faintly. Just capturing the moment. You remind me of him, the guy I hit. Same build, same voice. Alex's heart started racing, the street outside suddenly feeling too isolated. He laughed it off nervously. That's creepy. Let's get going. But as he reached for the gear shift, she whispered, he didn't die right away. Begged for help. I recorded that too. The light from the lamp cast eerie shadows on her face, making her eyes look hollow. Alex floored the accelerator, but she didn't react, just sat back calmly. The rest of the drive passed in tense silence, her staring out the window. When they arrived, she got out slowly, leaving a tip on the app. Drive safe, she said, her tone almost kind. Back home, Alex tried to shake it off, but later that night, his phone buzzed with an unknown number. A voice message. Faint screams, pleading words, then her voice overlaying it. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? He deleted the app account the next day, but even now, on quiet nights, he wonders if she's still out there, recording more accidents. Story 2. Sarah was new to Uber driving just a few weeks in, working nights in a small town in Texas to save for a move. The shifts were peaceful mostly, local folks heading home from bars or shifts. One humid midnight, she got a ping from a rural area, a farm road pickup for a man named Robert. Destination a motel about 30 minutes away. The moon was full, lighting up the endless fields, but the air felt sticky and oppressive as she arrived at the spot, a dirt pull-off beside a cornfield. Robert climbed in, a burly guy in overalls smelling of soil and sweat. He grunted his thanks and settled in the back, his large frame filling the seat. Sarah started driving, the tires crunching on gravel before hitting pavement. Crickets chirped loudly outside, the only noise until Robert spoke up. Hot night, huh? Fields are dry this year. Sarah agreed politely, keeping her eyes on the dark road ahead, headlights cutting through the blackness. As minutes passed, the conversation lagged, but then Robert shifted, his voice dropping. You hear about the disappearances around here? Drivers picking up folks who vanish. Sarah's grip tightened on the wheel, a chill running down her spine despite the heat. "No, what's that about?" He chuckled softly, a sound that echoed oddly in the car. "Locals say it's the scarecrows, but I think it's people. Hitchhikers with bad intentions." The fields rustled in the wind, stalks whispering like secrets. They hit a stretch with no houses, just endless corn on both sides. Sarah's phone glitched for a second, the GPS flickering. Robert leaned forward. "Mind if I smoke?" "Windows down." She nodded, cracking them open. Cool air rushed in, carrying the scent of earth. But then she heard something else. A faint rustling from the trunk? No, couldn't be. Robert noticed her glance. "Nervous? Don't be. I just need a lift after burying some things." Sarah's pulse quickened, the road seeming to stretch forever. "Burying what?" she asked, trying to sound casual. He paused then. "Old habits. You know? Things that won't stay down." Lightning flashed in the distance, illuminating the fields, and for a split second, she swore she saw figures standing among the corn, motionless like statues. Robert's phone lit up and he answered quietly. "Yeah, almost there. Got a good one." Who was he talking to? Panic built as the motel neared, its neon sign buzzing faintly. Sarah pulled in, hands shaking. Robert got out, but before closing the door, he said, "Thanks for the ride. Watch the fields. They watch back." She sped away, heart pounding. Days later, she read the news. A body found in those cornfields, buried shallow. Description matched a missing Uber driver from weeks before. Robert's profile? Gone. Now Sarah avoids rural roads, but she still sees those figures in her dreams, waiting. Story 3. In the bustling streets of New York, late-night Uber rides were routine for Diego, who'd been at it for 3 years. He knew the city like the back of his hand, dodging traffic and chatty passengers. One winter night, snow flurries dancing in the air, he accepted a fare around 1 a.m. from a high-rise apartment. The passenger, named Claire, was going to an address in Brooklyn, a solid 20-minute haul through slushy roads. She entered the car gracefully, a young professional in a wool coat, carrying a briefcase. Diego commented on the weather and she smiled politely, settling in. The wipers swished rhythmically, clearing the windshield as they merged into traffic. Streetlights blurred through the falling snow, creating a muffled, isolated world inside the vehicle. Claire was quiet at first, but then she asked, "Do you believe in ghosts?" Diego laughed. "In this city? More like crazy people." She didn't join in, her expression serious. "I do, especially ones that follow you." The bridge loomed ahead, tires humming on the wet pavement. Diego felt the temperature drop, or maybe it was just the vibe. Claire continued, "My apartment's haunted. Things move, whispers at night. I think it's my old roommate, she died there." Diego's unease grew, the snow thickening, reducing visibility. "That's rough. You moving out?" She shook her head. "Trying to, but it follows me, even in cars like this." Halfway across the bridge, the car jolted slightly. Maybe ice? But then a cold draft seeped in despite closed windows. Claire's voice trembled. "Do you feel that?" "It's here." Diego checked the vents, but nothing. In the rear view, her face paled, eyes fixed on the empty seat beside her. "Stop staring," she whispered, not to him. Diego's skin crawled. "Who you talking to?" She didn't answer, just clutched her briefcase tighter. Traffic slowed to a crawl, horns blaring distantly. Then Claire's phone rang, but she ignored it. It rang again, insistent. "Answer it," Diego urged, nerves fraying. She did, on speaker, static at first, then a faint echoing voice. A woman's, whispering, "Why did you leave me?" Claire hung up, tears welling. "That's her. She knows where I am." Diego sped up as traffic cleared, the bridge's cables whipping by like bars. At the drop-off, a quiet brownstone, Claire exited quickly. "Be careful. She might latch onto you now." Diego dismissed it, but that night, home alone, his own phone rang from an unknown number. Static, then the same whisper. "Why did you leave me?" He blocked it, but the calls persist. Always at 1 a.m., the whispers growing clearer, closer. Which story scared you the most? Comment below and subscribe for more true horror stories.